Hello, people of the internet. This is SeetherCord here, and welcome to a new video for you guys today. Today we're going to be talking once again about pizza, because a lot of people think that I'm going to be making an actual little Seether's Pizza thing. It's going to be my own like little small business thing, but it's not actually a thing. It's not. I just currently work as a pizza delivery driver. Yes, guys, I am not going to be disclosing where I actually work at, but I will let you guys know when I'm not doing these YouTube videos and everything. I'm pretty much just delivering pizzas for a living. Delivering pizzas is an interesting thing to do. It's definitely up there in terms of like least safe jobs, but for the most part, if you're smart, if you make sure not to carry too much money on you and nothing of personal belonging with you in your car, as long as you drive safe and have your eyes on the road and don't speed and make the right turns and everything, you should be all right. And we also have rules implemented to where like more shadier looking places in the little delivery route of where I typically deliver to at my job, if it's a shady looking place and all, we do not deliver there after dark, which is typically when you'll see maybe a mug or a crime or anything happen. So again, for the most part, never had really my safety ever being threatened, well, to an extent. And I've been feeling safe for the most part on this job, but there are, however, certain things happening as a pizza delivery driver that are not fun, and they are quite horrifying. That's why we have a video today called Pizza Delivery Horror Stories. Yes, guys, I'm going to be talking about some of the wackiest, craziest, and to a certain extent terrifying experiences I've had as being a pizza delivery driver. So, with that all being discussed and out of the way, let's begin with the pizza delivery horror stories. Now, the first types of horror stories we're going to be looking at for this video today is going to be on people that are just stingy, people that complain or have an issue over the money and everything like that, or they do something shady or such involving the money. Like, for example, when they have to give exact change and everything like that, if they, they're not going to tip you, they'll typically, try to sneak in, like, be like, oh, how are you doing? And then they'll be like 2 cents short of like 2 pennies short of your like final total, and they'll try to like hide it and everything. And then they're like, oh, it's just 2 cents. I'm like, yeah, but I'm gonna come up short, dude. But I have a few instances here involving money that can pretty much fit for this video of pizza delivery horror stories. The first one we're going to be talking about is when it comes to tipping. Now, typically, I have to let you guys know my pay gets docked quite a bit while I'm on the road. And delivering pizzas and everything, you have to really depend on people tipping you. And let me just say, if you can't tip, why are you ordering pizza? You have to pay a delivery fee to have them deliver the pizza to you. Why don't you just come to the store and pick it up? But even then, if you can't tip me, why do you have to go and be like, oh, here's like 2 or 3 cents, here's your tip and everything. And it's literally just, they give me an extra 2 or 3 cents and they're like, oh, that's a tip. It would be different to just be like, oh, keep the change. But they say like, no, that is your tip. That 2 to 3 cents. That's happened to me before. And I'm just like, dude, I would have had more respect for you if you would have just like given me the money and would have just said bye or something like that, instead of being like, here's your tip, 2 or 3 cents. Oh, sweet. I'm like 1/25 of the way to buying like a pack of gum. Thanks, man. The next instance is going to be a little bit more understanding when it involves people being assholes as customers when it comes to money. And this is going to have to do with the example of customers who demanded that I call the store back over them not understanding a certain order deal we have. Like, we'll say, oh, if you buy 2 pizzas, you can get it for like $7.99 or whatever 99. Or you could get like, oh, 2 pizzas and a side for $14.99 or something like that. But anyways, I had an instance where it was about 12:45 in the morning and I was supposed to be heading out at 1 a.m. because Fridays and Saturdays we're going to be open an extra hour and all, because it's a lot of deliveries and everything. So instead of getting off at midnight, I get off at 1 a.m. and it was 12:45. I was making my last delivery to this house. I'm like, okay, I'm going to go deliver to this customer. I'm going to give him his order. He's going to give me the change or pay for it and everything. I'm going to head back. I'm going to clock out and I'm going to go home and sleep. This customer was literally complaining about how like he was $3 more than he expected it to be. And you already paid $3 to have my ass deliver it to you. And so this customer is like, I would like to speak with your manager about this. And I'm like, okay. And then I get out my phone and I call up the store and everything. And my manager has to explain to the customer like, oh, sir, we only offer this kind of deal on this day of the week and everything. And then he gets super mad and everything. And he's like, all right. And then he goes back inside, gets an extra $3 and like quarters, dimes, nickels, and pennies, and gives them back to me. And he just slams the door in my face, not even like a good night or whatever. And by the time I get back, it's already 1:25, 1:30 in the morning. And I didn't get out until a half hour later because this customer was just being a dick. So, lovely people who order pizzas, just saying. The next instance of a pizza delivery horror story is going to be coming from a woman who was just very offended, if I could say the least. Now, here's what exactly happened. Typically, if I'm delivering a pizza, if I can't find the exact address, I'll call up the customer, and then I'll be like, hey, can you please guide me to where you are? And then this lady had very specific instructions, like it's gonna be like on the second back door of the house or something. And then I call up the lady and everything, and she's like, okay, listen here, sir. If you go this way, and then go this way, and then go that way, and then I said to the lady, like, ma'am, I don't know your address. And now, to be fair, I might have screwed up or interrupted her, but then she instantly went like, now, excuse me, sir, I was going to explain you to the direction, then you rudely interrupted me, and you clearly have no respect for me, so I'm going to hang up now. You have a great day, sir. Hangs up the phone, and I'm just like, okay then. I call up my manager, I'm like, hey boss, they basically just hung up on me because I said one thing. Might have screwed up a little bit with what I said, but then they just hung up on me and they won't answer back. And then my boss was like, okay, just come back here. So yeah, pretty interesting story with that customer. The next instance is actually two specific horror stories that are all wrapped up in one because they're connected. And this instance has to do with the fact that it's Saturday night, and it's Saturday night. I know people want to party, yet, however, we're still in a freaking pandemic, and people are still going to want to party with like 30 plus people and everything, but it still happens on Saturday nights in my town. And I had to go to this one address and to deliver a pizza. And I thought it was at this area where these people were having a party. And I pull over and I'm like, did you order a pizza? And they were like, we did not order a pizza. Can I like park here for a second so I can call up the customer? And they're like, yeah, sure. And then I call up the customer. They're like, okay, if you're at this address, now can you please go to here, here, and here? And then I went there, and then I called back the customer again, and they're like, we talked for like 15, 20 minutes trying to find the location. And then they're like, you're not at the right place. Like, what are you talking about? I'm trying to give you like, here's my address and everything. And then I looked at the receipt, and my coworker who typed up the address for me typed it wrong. It was supposed to be like 802, but it was 820. And so that basically made a huge difference. And actually, when I typed in the right address to GPS, I was like 2+ miles from where the actual like location was. And so I called up the customer like, okay, I'm on my way. And then I go through and I pass by that same house again. And this time around, I hear, right as I'm passing by and trying to get through the cars because there's a party, I hear someone yelling at me, we didn't order no effing pizzas. And then I just look around, and then I see like 5 or 6 different people just like hovering around my car, getting close to me. I'm like, oh my God, I'm about to get jumped. And then I like roll down the window, and she's like, we didn't order enough fucking pizzas and everything. And then I'm like, ma'am, I have to go to the right address. It's this way. And she's like, oh, okay, you have a good night then. And then I quickly hightailed the hell out of there. I was like, I'm not getting killed tonight. And then I make it to the actual address. That's already the first horror like thing part of this horror story. Now we have the second part, which is going to come with the customer at the right address. This customer was very friendly, very big man he is. Very big, very booming, echoing voice, probably like almost twice my size. Hey, you got my pizza? And then I'm like, yes, sir, here it is. I'm sorry I got the wrong address and everything. And then he was like, oh, I'm not caring about that address. And then he looks at like the magnet for my company's business and everything, and he's fidgeting with the magnet and everything on the top of my car, being like, oh, what's this? Is it not it's not light up? Why is it not lit up? And he like keeps touching it. I hear like my whole car shake, like all these bump noises, you know? And then after that, he starts banging. Maybe it's because he's like big and doesn't understand his force, but he's like patting like really hard on the roof of my car. And I'm like, this dude's gonna accidentally like dent my car and everything. And then I can't be too mad at him because he gave me like a $5 tip. And I'm like, okay, that redeems you a little bit. But then he's like, well, anyway, man, you have a good night. And then he like pats on my rear view mirror of my car, and he's like, and I'm like, dude, you're gonna accidentally like knock the thing over. So like, it's not too bad. He gave me a tip, so he's not a bad guy or anything, but just kind of like, I don't know, just like, don't touch my car, you know? Don't do this to my car, I guess. I think makes more sense. But anyways, I got back and that was one hell of an experience, and I talked to my manager and I was just like, can I just like not drive down this street for the rest of the night, if that's okay? And they're like, yeah, sure, that's fine. Now, the last experience I'm going to mention to you guys today for this video is not really a horror story kind of thing. It wasn't like a negative experience. It was just kind of uncomfortable. And I had a really cool guy on the phone when he was ordering his pizza, and he directed me where I had to go. He was in a motel area. I knock on his door. He had a $3 tip already prepaid for me. I'm like, okay, this guy's really cool. I wonder what he's going to look like. Opens up the door. Dude's in his freaking underwear. You know, I just see his pot belly hanging, you see his hairy legs and everything, just in his boxers and everything. And he's just like, you got my pizza? And I'm like, okay, here's your pizza. And then he's like, thanks, man. And then he closed the door. And I'm like, cool guy. Pretty sure he was drunk, though. Pretty freaking sure. Anyways, guys, that's going to pretty much wrap up this video for you guys today. When I mention all these horror stories, I'm not trying to say that I don't like my job currently at the moment. I'm trying to like work towards better things over time, but right now this is just kind of like keep me financially stable a bit. I don't dislike it, and there's definitely like some cool people. I've had people who tip really well that are in like motels or hotels that tip really awesome, and I also have people who are very nice and very communicative, and we just get the order done quickly. So it's a decent job overall, and I don't mind going to work there every day. I just want to mention some like fun, like kind of crazy horror stories for the video because it's getting close to Halloween. It'll be a fun experience overall. Anyways, guys, how do you think about my experiences of being a pizza delivery driver? Have any of you guys ever worked in being a pizza driver, or have you ever worked in the food delivery service industry? Let me know down in the comment section down below. If you enjoy my content and want further help out my channel, please make sure you donate to me on Patreon and my coffee. Remember to smash that like button, turn the notification bell, and subscribe all together. Make sure you check out my main gaming channel known as SeetherCord Games and my no commentary gaming channel known as Seether Chills. All that will be linked down in the description down below. Again, guys, thank you all so much for watching this video. I've been SeetherCord, and I will see you guys in the next video. Goodbye, everyone.